All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-through for another 2017 edition. Oh man, we won't even go there. Okay. All right, completing the square. What is it? Well, it's a method used to simplify an equation so that you can solve it when it is not factorable. Okay? When do you use it? Well, you use it when you have a quadratic equation and you need to manipulate it. You need to make it look like either a different equation or you need to find out where it hits zero and you're not able to factor. What happens if you don't want to use it? You're going to use your calculator. So this is something that I'm required to teach you. I will tell you, if you ever get to calculus, then this might be something you have to do so you can write like a conic section in a certain form so you can identify if it's a hyperbola or a parabola. But really, other than that, you won't have to use it. You won't have to use it thanks to technology. So we're going to do our best to explain to you how to do it, when to do it, and then, again, what to do if you don't like doing it that way. Calculator. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Timeout. All right, there we go. Had to go backwards. All right, let me make this a little bigger. This is from your worksheet. Okay, this is the beginning of your worksheet. So let's just go through and do some of these. So, solve by finding the square roots. First, we would have to divide each side by 6, and you get x squared on the left side, and 216 divided by 6, what is that, 36? I don't know. Yes, so you get x squared equals 36. How do you get rid of squaring a number? You square root it, and you get x is, be careful, it's plus or minus 6. Keep in mind, if you put a negative 6 in here for x, you will get the right answer, okay? Let's try another one. Divide each side by 2. You get x squared is 7. Okay, that's a little different. How do you get rid of squaring a number? You take the square root of both sides. X is plus or minus radical 7. You just leave it like that. It's an irrational number, okay? All right, so we have not completed the square yet at all. Now I will show you how to complete the square. Remember, it is a method used to change the way that things look. So this is just practice on how to do it. How do you do it? You take b. Well, this is how you do it when a equals 1, which is all we're going to do in here, okay? You take b and you cut it in half. So what's half of 22? 11. And then you square it. And 11 squared is 121. Okay? What you've just done is turn this into a factorable thing. You're looking for two numbers that multiply to be 121 and add to be 22. And that is x plus 11 times x plus 11, which is x plus 11 squared, and that is the completed square. So maybe you understand why they call it completing the square now. Okay? What's half of 30? Negative 15. Okay? It's half of negative 30. What is negative 15 squared? Positive 225. You're looking for two numbers that multiply to be 225 and add to be negative 30, and that's x minus 15 times x minus 15, which is x minus 15 squared. Okay, completed the square. What's half of 5? Well, half of 5 is 5 halves. 5 halves squared is 25 fourths, so that's what we add. So what two numbers that multiply to be 25 fourths and add to be 5x, add to be 5, you guessed it, x plus 5 halves times x plus 5 halves, which is x plus 5 halves squared. That is how you complete the square. Okay? So how would you solve an equation by completing a square? I'll show you one more time. So you ignore this one. X squared here. Let me just rewrite this so I can make sure. Okay? First thing you do is you're going to move the 1 over to this side. That is completely counterintuitive to everything we've done, which is part of the reason why I don't even like teaching this to you, but I'm required to it. It's state law. so I will do it. Okay, so that's what we have. Notice I've left a gap here. Why did I leave a gap there? Because I want to complete the square. Okay, how do I complete the square? Half of 10 is 5. 5 squared is 25. But I can't just go around willy-nilly adding things to equations unless I add it to both sides. So now I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to be 25 and add to be 10. And that's x plus 5 times x plus 5 equals 26. Another way to write that is that it's x plus 5 squared. How do I get rid of squaring a number? I square root it. I get x plus 5 is the square root of 26. So what's x? I would subtract 5 from both sides. And I get, oops, sorry, this should be plus or minus when you take the square root. So x equals plus or minus the square root of 26 minus 5. If they wanted the answer as decimals, okay, I would do in my calculator square root 26, enter, minus 5, enter, and you get 0.9901 or negative the square root of 26, enter, minus 5, enter, or negative 10.09901. And so that's your answer. But I don't expect any of you to do it that way. Let's figure out how to do it in our calculator, okay? And watch how much easier this is. Let me get myself set up. Okay, so we're back to the calculator. We got to turn it on. I got to clear out my equation from last lecture, okay? Watch. In our calculator, all we got to do is just type that in. So y equals x squared plus 10x. Uh-oh. Oh dear, I knew that was coming. Plus 10x minus 1. Graph it. I need to zoom out. There we go. I'm going to zoom out one more time. All right. We're going to calculate our zeros. I'll go over and get this one first. I always got to get to the left of it, hit enter. Get to the right of 0, hit enter. The right of where it hits 0, I should be more specific about that. It's saying in between here, we'd like to take a guess. Well, please do. Look what you get. Negative 10.0992. Look, that's what we got over here. That's what we got over here. That's what we get. Look, there it is. Okay? Back to the calculator. Let's calculate the other one. Second, calculate. I want to get to 0. Get over here a little closer to your answer, but on the left side of it, hit enter. Get over here, but on the right side of it, hit enter. Would you like for me to take a guess? Please. 0.9901. Calculator, people. Boom!